Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dominic Corsaro, and I'm on the product marketing team here at Productboard. And I am very excited to be sitting down with Martin Felcman, one of the brilliant product leaders here at Productboard. So, Martin and we've been working closely together over the past 2 years, and today we're pulling back the curtain on something big: our newly updated platform experience, including the all new boards and refreshed navigation, which officially launched on April 15th. So, whether you're already exploring the new experience or just hearing about it for the first time, this chat is all about giving you the behind the scenes look at why we made these changes, how to help you and your teams, and what to expect moving forward. All right, let's get into it. So, before we dive in, Martin, can you introduce yourself, share a little bit about your role here at Product Board and what you've been focused on lately?
Yeah, happy to. Hello, everybody. My name is Martin. I'm Senior Director of Product Management here at Product Board and one of the old timers. I've originally joined back in 2018, so it's been some time already. I'm currently leading most of our product teams across three areas: core experiences, platform, but also AI. And lately, I've been quite busy with building the new flexible product platform that we will talk about today, and you can already see it. And it's a platform that allows us to quickly add new use cases that mean for you more value, whether it's a traditional or AI powered capability that we'd be adding.
Awesome. So, let's start with the big moment, April 15th. What exactly did we launch and what's new for our users?
So for all of our customers, it's completely new experience with the new navigation, also refreshed icon set. There's a ton of improvements that we have put into the core experience across quite a common flows of you configuring the board, for example, a roadmap, filtering, bulk actions, and many more that will make a experience for new users, but also for the power users much more smoother. For customers that have been with us for a while and they are coming from something what we now call the legacy experience, there is a ton of new functionality on top of the new experience itself. So they are the new boards. We call them grid, timeline, and column, and they replaces the legacy experience for prioritization roadmaps and progress tracking. There's a completely new functionality that we call the collaborative documents, which are awesome when you are trying to put a strategic document together and you are trying to get a feedback from others and so on and so on. And we also heavily advanced the use case that we call strategic planning with OKRs, initiatives, progress, and health tracking. So you know exactly where you are with your strategy execution. And lastly, we have also completely revamped the access controls and added a ton of customization there. So that's something what is extremely valuable, especially for our largest enterprise customers.
Got it. So what drove us to make this change? Why did we want to introduce the new boards? Why did we want to update the navigation?
A couple of reasons. So Board has recently turned 11. Our architecture was not optimized for the flexibility and for us to quickly add the new use cases. And therefore, the velocity of our product teams suffered. And also customers suffered because they wanted more and more from Productboard. Also, customers with large data sets were experiencing a performance issues, and our permission model for them was also no longer meeting the needs. And so that's why we decided to build this product platform that can support us on the journey going up market and serve the needs of larger enterprise organizations, but also make sure that we are delivering the value for the customers in a lower tier of the market. For the new navigation, and the reason was simple. So Productboard is getting more and more complex, and we needed to make sure that it's also not complicated. So we needed to make sure that it's simple for people to start using it and quickly understand the key concepts that Productboard offers and what they can get done. And that means whether they are looking for the right roadmap, whether they are trying to understand what are the customer needs, that's something which should now be much, much easier.
Got it. And so you kind of touched on it, but let's dive in a little bit more. So, what kind of impact are we hoping the new experience will have for teams using Product Board then?
I hope that the number one will be that's a massive productivity boost for every product maker. that is using Productboard, and they can get done much more with Productboard than before. But given also some of the newer capabilities, I expect, and we can see it firsthand from customers that are already using some of those newest capabilities, that it leads to much improved collaboration and also alignment with the key stakeholders across the business, especially on that strategic level.
As we said in the beginning too, we are launching the new experience, the new nav, everything April 15th, and then we're going to be rolling it out to our customers. So can you walk us through what the rollout is looking like? What should users expect today, tomorrow, the next couple weeks?
Yes, absolutely. So we have now made the new experience in general available for all of our customer segments. Previously, not everybody had access to all of the changes. And so we will keep improving that new experience since everybody is already on it. There's a ton of great updates that we have lined up for this year, and it's a packed with value that you will all see throughout the upcoming month. Customers that originally started on what we now call it legacy experience, we highly encourage them to transition by creating the new boards or cloning the legacy ones to the new experience. And it's important to say that the new and the legacy experiences can be used simultaneously, and all of the core data are synchronized across them. And so these customers have several months to fully transition, and we plan to sunset the legacy experience early next year. However, we expect that the vast majority of our customers will actually fully transition in the next 3 to 4 months.
Got it. And you mentioned a little bit about cloning and migrating to the new experience. Could you dive in a little bit more on that? So, for customers who are moving from the legacy experience to the new experience, how can we make sure that their transition is as smooth as possible?
Yes, of course. So specifically on the cloning, so we've created a functionality that allows you to take existing board, for example, existing roadmap, and reconfigure it in the new experience in the best possible way. Not everything is fully compatible, as we try to make sure that it's consistent in the new experience, but we have done I hopefully a good job in making much more easier for you to transition. The legacy board will stay until you actually decide to delete it. So there is a win-win situation for you. We have equipped you with a tool that is quite powerful, but also not forcing you to change or delete anything immediately. The learnings that we have from many customers heavily using the new experience, it really starts with getting familiar with it. Every human hates change, including myself. So that's something what I feel like is highly expected. There's some level of uncertainty, but we strongly believe that this change is not positive. And what we hear from customers is like once you actually start using it, you actually don't want to go back. I don't want to go back myself, and we are using Productboard ourselves. So I'm one of our own customers. For larger organizations, we are also creating a tailored plan for them to transition with our customer-facing teams. So they are going to make sure that you are leveraging the latest capabilities and you are also transitioning at your own pace.
So you and I, we've been working with customers for over the past year, almost 2 years, even really, on getting this new experience up and running. What are some interesting ways that you've seen teams and and companies, customers using new experience that are interesting to you? So, what are some use cases, moments of value that you're most excited about that comes with the new experience?
I think there's a couple of things that people value, and I also value myself. So, for example, like a little thing like board switching and going directly from the grid, where you prioritize your initiatives and features, and in 2 clicks you have a fully fledged roadmap with all the bells and whistles that is beautifully colored. They're just absolutely seamless. And in the previous experience, in the legacy one, like it would take me like a solid 5 minutes just to click through everything and configure everything. So that's a one that maybe are not is not the most straightforward if you are reading all the release notes, but it's a massive delighter. But then on more of the core value, so the strategic planning and how it makes the planning, but also execution so much easier for any product organization. That's something what probably was the first really core feature that we also at Productboard started using. And once actually people start using it, we also see massive retention there. So I am retrospectively really glad that we made the decision to actually very much start with this capability and start building the new experience, the platform around it, while um, we were also bridging the gaps on the remaining functionalities that were already available in the legacy. And lastly, I absolutely love collaborative documents. Their way of you referencing the different entities like objectives, but also customers, is incredibly valuable if we have a conversation with senior leaders about what we are going to build next, about our strategy, but also when we are referencing the specific customers, but also customer needs. So this really helps you to blend everything together. And Productboard has historically been uh, heavily focused and heavily centered around the system will record structured data, and these collaborative documents like really bringing new energy to everything what you do with you being a little bit unstructured with what you actually write there, but also bringing that the structure in and making sure that you have everything side by side. So it's perfect for strategic documents, progress reviews, and many other use cases that we have seen our customers using it for.
That makes sense. So we know this is going to be a big change. So it's huge for us. We're very, very excited about it. But as always, when there is a big change, there's bound to be some concerns. So what are we hearing from customers and how are we helping them navigate it?
As I said before, it's a human nature and something that we need to actively manage. But we have made sure that all of our teams, whether it's internal but also external facing, have a wealth of knowledge of all the moving pieces, and that they are available here to assist our customers across all the channels that we offer. We are also giving customers time to adapt. They can make a progress at their own pace. There's no hard switch. They have a plenty of time to make a move and to do it also iteratively. For changes like navigation, we also created the opt-out path. So just in case somebody needs a little bit more time, for example, to adjust their internal documentation, or they need to share the update first with the internal teams, they have that option and therefore can again adapt the new experience at their own pace.
Right. And so, a release like this did take a village. I saw it firsthand. You saw it firsthand. Can you give us a behind the scenes look at the product design and engineering effort that went into making this happen?
Oh yeah, like I was reflecting on this just recently as we are concluding the release itself, and it's a massive change for a customer, but also for us internally, and I believe that at some point every engineer, every product manager, every designer somehow interacted, like worked on the new experience on the new platform, but also moving forward, and like they kind of have to. So they will certainly continue doing so in the future, because it really sets a new foundation for us. And as I mentioned before, we will be adding new use cases moving forward. On the go-to-market side, I mean, like just recently, right? Like we had to retrain everybody across support, customer success, make sure that customer education understands. Also, then can update the documentation, that sales understands all of the new experience and can navigate the question. Sales engineering, so all the demos, services. You, Dominic, are in marketing, so I believe everybody, and also like even the people that were supporting us from the sideline, like operations team. They I feel like definitely have heard about the new experience for I think a couple of quarters. So I feel like you are right. Like it takes a village. I feel like in our case maybe a little town. But yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is funny. You're right. I would definitely say this took a little town. But we're not the first company to have gone through a big UX and platform change. We're not going to be the last. So I'm wondering, like, what tips do we have that, what have we learned from this that others that are considering something like this can have a more successful time as well?
I'm like probably first like understanding the reason, the motivation. Like I've uncovered what were those for us, but I feel like it starts there. So this was a multi-year effort, and you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. For us, I feel like what have been successful and something what maybe others can benefit from is like very well articulating the end state and like working backwards across two dimensions. So one is like all the technical changes that needs to happen in the product and things that we need to build, but also how are you going to transition your customers. So especially if you have existing customer base, like how are they going to adopt the new experience? What are all the things that you have to put in place? For example, in our case, like synchronizing data across the different systems, and so on, to make it easy for them to switch. One of the advice that I would have is like if you can try to avoid multiple major changes at once, because yeah, I'm like your brain is just going to explode, and I feel like my probably blew up like a 3 times during this because we didn't have this luxury. And I mentioned we were doing multiple changes at once. Core changes in our architecture, but also in our product design. And we were also marching towards the larger, much more complex segment of our customers. Uh, Other learnings, like be prepared for second guessing. I mean, like this is a tough journey, and it's a long journey. So like there will be the doubts that you will have along the way. I mean, like especially just before kind of like you go out and say like, okay, like so this is it. So did we miss anything, etc. Like it's a moment where actually everybody contributes. So like that's a moment I feel like where this engineering, product, and design effort is combined with the go-to-market team efforts.
That makes a lot of sense. So we only have a few questions left. I think one would be pretty interesting. So if you had to summarize this whole experience in just 3 words, what would they be?
New, powerful platform.
Love it. So finally, for anyone watching today, what's one thing that they can do right now to get started with the new experience?
Just go and play around. Play around. Let us know. We very value customer feedback. That's something what is part of our DNA and also part of our product. So uh, let us know. We are also having a customer facing portal just for this new experience where we are sharing all of the things that are coming out soon. But there's also a great way how to collect the feedback, and it will end up directly in Productboard, and we will prioritize it using the new experience.
So thank you so much, Martin, for joining me and sharing all of your insights behind this release. It was really cool hearing all of the work that went into it from all of the different teams. For all of you listening, we're incredibly excited about what this experience means to you and your teams, and we can't wait to see how you and your teams put it to work. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.